So the reason we chose this sort of old footage for our intro scene is to exemplify how old the process is for technology being made. Our book is set 600 years in the future, and they've been sort of perpetuating the need for technology throughout all this time. So this clip really shows how the process has just been repeated day after day after day after month after year.
And this next shot is just a commercial for a new product, and it's kind of pushing everybody in this world to, be more involved with technology and to, get fully immersed into the technological world. So this is the purpose of this.
And then it fades into a scene of, right here, of someone watching it, and then it spins around and sees that they're actually people who are sitting there, not moving, looking at their phones. And we thought that would be a cool way to incorporate the ad into the film.
And this is just an interaction between one of the main characters, Bernard, and his friend. And it's sort of scandalous because they are looking at each other instead of at their laptops, which is usually what people shouldn't do. It's prohibited. And also we did, damn it, I was saying
It's okay, keep going.
I didn't know what to say. Fine. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's really all that we have to say about this particular scene. It goes on for a while. But we have a similar scene face on later on in the film, and it's sort of the juxtaposition between actual interaction and technology interaction. Sam, do you want to speak about why you slowed this down, sort of make it look zombified?
Yeah, just because, as Nick said, it's zombified. Everybody's looking at their phone. It's kind of a lethargic world. Like, every day is the same. Everybody's just looking at their technology and not at each other. So it's just kind of, life seems slowed down because nothing extraordinary happens.
It's deep.
I like that. I felt that.
Amen.
And we have a sort of blackout right here, sort of a passage of time frame, also with just music to sort of set the stage. Cassie, Jenna?
So at this part, this is Jenna is playing Lenina and I'm playing Fanny, and this is the comparison between Bernard and his friend, where Lenina and Fanny never look at each other. It's only FaceTime because that's how technology kind of rules their world.
And we just wanted to simplify that interaction through our cell phones and just from the different angles from up above and face on like that.
Nice.
So this is just another example of how, technology is ruling over everybody. I mean, even in today's world, people sit next to each other and they don't talk, they just text each other. So this is kind of, a hyperbole of that.
We're good friends and we don't look at each other once.
Yeah. And these two characters really kind of exemplify what normal people in that world would represent.
This is a cool shot because we turned off all the lights, and so only the screen is illuminated. And so it's sort of the center of attention. It's right in the middle of the frame. It's all that Jenna's character is looking at. And so we sort of see what the world is like from her eyes, where it's just her phone and everything around is just darkness and not really concerned. This is our sort of wide shot rather. To show how everyone around Jenna's character also is just on their phone.
And in this scene, we're off to the reservation where I'm just completely immersed in my phone, and I'm totally surprised by, they're actually books. And then Ben's character, Bernard, comes and tries to console me while I'm just completely distraught.
Yeah, because if you think about it, it's a complete, assault to what she's ever known. All of a sudden there's books here, there's people who read, she's talking face to face with someone. That's something she hasn't done in years. So Lenina is all of a sudden immersed in something that's completely unfamiliar, and Bernard's kind of like more affiliated with this world, and he wants to get to know it. So this interaction is kind of trying to like introduce Lenina to that.
And we did these alternating shots of over the shoulder because, you know, it kind of shows what it's like to actually look at a person face on instead of, you know, looking at them through your phone. So it's a new experience.
As the savage comes in, he is reading a book and is fascinated by the technology, and Lenina's fascinated by the sort of strange book that he's holding. And that scene, that shot right there, is cool because it sort of incorporates how the savage is so immersed in the books.
And this is a good shot because it shows, you know, an epsilon or, you know, just a worker who doesn't know much, and the interaction between her and the savage, and it's just kind of, it's like almost longing and sadness, and I really like that shot.
Mm. And this is of course after the savage is brought back to the world of technology.
And this is also like a panning and moving shot, and
A little bit of reaction.
yeah, the reaction.
So it's kind of showing how like the regular world, those who are so tied to their technology, interact with one who is kind of an outsider. You see how isolated he is, like reading his book, and then they all go to like share this with everyone via their phones, but he's just kind of like assaulted by it.
Yeah, like, this is so strange. This like doesn't happen in our world.
And it's invasive, honestly.
He's kind of like a zoo animal, basically, to them.
And then here's a medium close up. So
And this is Bernard trying to regain a little bit of trust from the savage by showing him what they do in their society to sort of connect to one another. Of course, it backfires terribly, and well, you'll see what happens. But
so this is an overhead shot of the virtual whatever happenings, and it just pans down to the savage, and he's kind of overstimulated. So.
Mm-hmm. You'd be amazed at how like flexible Saint was for that scene.
so afterwards, the savage is going to the world controller. And these over the shoulder scenes, shots rather, also sort of stress face-on-face interaction, which is interesting, especially since the world controller does control the sort of technology in the world, and yet he himself enjoys reading and does know how to interact face-to-face. And this is a person that is rare in society, and so the savage is interested in talking to him and hearing what he has to say.
Mm-hmm. Baron was really good in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then so this really exemplifies how the savage is annoyed and upset by the fact that
More than upset,
but
Revolting
by,
against
yeah,
the technology.
since it's like there's no actual physical interaction between people, and he's throwing wires around.
And he's
He's done with
disgusted
it.
with himself for even being a part of that.
Engaging
Yeah.
That really
Especially in the
exemplifies-
virtual reality part, he's
Yeah.
just, and so disgusted in fact that he takes his life.
yes.
Because for someone who has lived in one setting where technology is not even a part of life, to come into an area where that's all there is and that's all the medium of interaction, he can't take it. And it's an interesting sort of philosophical view on what life should be and what defines living.
The
There we
end.
go. Nice. Right on.